Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin.
I'm BJ.
And this week, we're not obsessing about Dragon Quest.
We're not.
Because we have other things to talk about.
And it's big things. Like, I'm excited to actually hear about this because I've seen so many social media posts about Oblivion and other things. Like, I'm really curious on what you think about it so far because you've talked it up a lot. Like today, we're going to be talking about his Oblivion takes. We're going to be talking about the Switch 2 pre-orders that as of, I guess technically it went live today, but it was last night.
Midnight,
and the mad rush to it and other games that we've been playing. So there will be a little Dragon Quest-y stuff here and there because I have a question or two for Austin. But yeah, that's what we're talking about today. So jumping in, I want to know about Oblivion.
Okay. Because I want to know. Because I want to know about Switch 2 pre-order.
Okay. Let's start with Switch then. All right. So I'll start with the Switch.
Yeah.
You told me yesterday, like I didn't know they were launching. Like I had missed all the messaging completely, and so when you messaged me about whether or not I was staying up, I really appreciated it. I know it actually is. You're in Eastern and I'm in Central. For those of you who are listening and don't know. And we were talking about it. It's like I'm always up at like 11 p.m. these days. Like even if I go to bed at like 9 to 10 or something like that, like an old man like I am, I'll be up reading usually. So I just made sure that I was going to be around and got everything ready on 3 websites. I had everything loaded up for 11 p.m. my time on Target, Walmart, and Best Buy. Those were the 3 that I've ordered from in the past that I've had really good luck with. And when the PS5 came out, I did the same thing and lucked out on, I believe, Walmart and Target, or maybe it was Best Buy and Target. One or the other. One of the other combinations of that, I was able to get Austin and me both a PlayStation 5. I was really excited about this. It was awesome. PS5, yeah. And so, did you say PS5 instead of PlayStation 5? Did you correct me on the abbreviation?
No, you froze for me, actually.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were stuck on it. It looked like you were thinking for a minute, like on the, and you couldn't get the console. And I was like, PS5.
See, on my end, it came through. For those of you listening, this is the funny part to me, where it came through just as normal. I was like, in the PlayStation 5, you went PS5. And I was like, no. Dang, dude. But it came through. I got that. So I decided to try to do the same thing for the Switch 2. And it did not work. I managed to get one Switch 2, which actually happened really, really easily. Walmart had it set up. If you were on at that point, you were in line to get one. And there was like an 8-minute queue to check out. And my time came up. They added it automatically to my cart because I was on the page in time and went through the checkout process with, we use Walmart Plus for deliveries and things like that. And went straight through. No problem whatsoever. Took my money, wanted to send me a Switch. I've got it pre-ordered. At the same time, I'm in another window over here. Excuse me. Loading up, like refreshing and loading Target. In the app also, I have the Target app open on my phone trying to do this too because it's messing up. Best Buy never gives me a button. Like it always says coming soon. And so I've seen people say they got it at Best Buy and I don't understand. I don't understand because it said coming soon for the last like 13 hours for me and it's never popped up. Target popped up and it let me go in and eventually I was able to add it to my cart. It would go alternate between it's not available or it's out of stock, like either or. It was like one or the other. And finally it popped up. I was able to add it to my cart and I was like, yay. So I added in your address. I put my payment info in and it was like something went wrong. And I'm like, okay, something's up with the card. It's fine. I'll use PayPal. Yeah. So I clicked on PayPal and everyone listening to this is just riveting, right? And so like, it wouldn't take that either. Like it went through the whole process multiple times. I sat there for like an hour trying to get this to go through of just clicking over and over again and refreshing between the app and the whatever the website was doing. And it would not go on. And finally, Target removed it from my cart and that was that. And so it made me really mad that it let me put it in the cart and then removed it entirely. And so that was when I actually went to bed, was when Target said, you know what, we're just taking this opportunity away from you entirely instead of letting it keep breaking.
So this story that you've told me is actually what I've heard from pretty much everybody today. It's
Really?
been it's been really funny. Yeah, like the people that I work with who got one, everybody, writers, editors alike, uh, through Walmart, and
Hmm.
multiple people said that the Target thing happened to them, that
Okay,
happened to
good.
you,
I figured.
and everybody was like, "Yeah, Best Buy never came through for me at all."
And I saw
So
this morning on Blue Sky that Capsule J, one of our Geek to Geek streamers, uh,
got his
oh
on
no, he struck out
Best Buy.
with Best Buy. I thought he said
Okay.
he got Best Buy, but he got through with Target. So he's the only person I've seen talk about Target. Uh, so it was, but I thought he said, I had it pulled up and I thought he said he got his first choice of Best Buy, but he didn't. Like,
Gotcha.
Best Buy's just,
And
so it messed up for everybody then. It wasn't just something that was weird with the cash and things going through on my end.
like I know there's other people out there, don't get me wrong, but just in terms
Mm-hmm.
of me, everybody that I know, you and the 5 or 6 people I work with that all got them, literally
Yeah.
all have told me the same thing, that they got it from Walmart, that Target crashed, and that Best Buy was useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
pretty much.
so it seems like, whatever is going on there, that's like, I mean, that seems to be a common thing. And I'm glad you got one. Um, like, so for people who don't know, like I'm pretty indifferent overall to the Switch 2 and like the release at this point, where it's like if I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
So you text me like yesterday afternoon sometime, and we're like, hey, do you want me to try to get you one too? And I was like, yeah, sure, thanks, that sounds good. And then I literally forgot about it
I did too.
until you text me this morning, and we're like, hey, I got one. Like, no, I'm talking about yesterday afternoon,
Oh, like afternoon and
like
everything.
after we talked at like 4 or 5 p.m. Yeah, I went and played D&D with my other D&D group, and watched the end of the Mariners game. Fell asleep last night. Like I was not thinking about Switch 2 at
Never
all.
thought about it again.
And then this morning you texted me and was like, "Hey, I got one," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was last night." And then I got on to work at like 8 this morning, and that's what
Yeah.
everybody was talking about. And I was like, "Yeah, it totally like I just completely forgotten about it. Like it just was not
I had
on
two
my
actually
radar."
because we were driving. We live in North Alabama for those of you who, again, don't know. And we had to drive to South Alabama yesterday to go to Montgomery because Jennifer had a job interview.
Mhm.
And so we were gone all day and we were exhausted by the time. I mean, it was only like a 3-ish hour drive down there, 3.5, but we got caught in traffic and it was raining a lot, storming a lot. And
Mhm.
so it was very tiring yesterday. And I got home, we watched a couple episodes of Daredevil or an episode of Daredevil and, doing our normal, getting the house ready kind of stuff. Uh, and I completely forgot about the Switch until it was about 10:15, and I was in the room visiting with the foster kittens we've got. Like I was playing with them and it hit me that it was after 10 already, and that if I wanted to get a Switch 2, I needed to at least give it a shot. So I went in, booted up my computer, and pulled up the Target app and everything. And but yeah, I'd completely forgotten about it too. Like it wasn't important enough that if I'd missed it, it would have been an oh, that sucks. But Jennifer and I talked about it, and I'm going to sell actually some of my like the Batman board games that I've got from Kickstarter. If anybody would like to buy the Batman the Animated Series board games, the entire Kickstarter All In edition, I have it for sale. Reach out at djkgames.com on Blue Sky and the actual URL. But it's got that and a couple of like I got a big Millennium Falcon that sells for a lot from
Hmm.
Sam's Club, like a bundle from like 20 years ago.
Hmm.
That's really cool, but it was selling for like $500 like a few years ago, and so it still should. So I can drop that. Like my parents got it for me for Christmas, which I always feel really bad about. But my mom would be like, "Sell that sucker." I can hear her say, "Baby, sell that." So I can't say the words she would say on our podcast, but my mom had a very foul mouth, and so I can't say what she would say, but it's she would tell me to sell it, so I don't feel bad about that. If I could get that much money from it, so that's going to pay for my Switch 2, and so I'm excited about it because I can't find my normal Switch. I can play the Switch Lite, but the screen is so much bigger and my eyesight has gotten worse. And I'm really excited about having a larger screened handheld. It's going to be great. And I am the most looking forward to, and I know this is really silly and bad. What I'm looking forward to the most on the Switch 2 is getting Mario Kart Double Dash on Nintendo Switch Online. Is when they put it on Switch Online, because that's my favorite Mario Kart game. And like Jennifer and I brought it on our honeymoon to play it. I was playing the Double Dash on the game for the GameCube. We were playing it on the Wii, but we also I saw in the direct that they did that the Fire Emblem GameCube game is going to be on there on Nintendo Switch Online, and I've never played it, and I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. So when I saw that, I was like, that's worth being able to play this on handheld and on the TV. Plus, it'll let me play Metroid Prime 4 in like 4K, which is like the performance issues on some of the games that I already play will hopefully go away. Like, I'm excited that I'm getting it, but I'm like you, kind of apathetic and ambivalent on whether or not it was a big deal to try. But I'm, like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Or you can have
There's
this one and just send me the money. Like, that is also the case if you wanted it. Like, I really, truly am ambivalent on it, where it's like, yeah, that's
no,
fine too.
yeah, no, I'm good. It's one of those things that really, it's just like they're gonna restock these. They're gonna
Yep.
come out again,
Yeah.
and it's like yeah, Donkey Kong looks kind of fun. Yeah, the new Mario Kart game looks kind of fun, but also it's like I don't have to play any of those on Switch 2 like day one,
Right.
and like until until there's a game like if Dragon Quest 12 comes out as a Switch 2 exclusive, like it's gonna be a while
Yeah.
before there's like a game that I'm like, oh, this is where it kind of was just one of those things. It's like, if I get it, I
Yeah.
get it, and if I don't, I don't. Like I'm really um kind of indifferent to the whole thing.
Right.
Something I'm not indifferent to is the Oblivion
Look at
Oblivion Remastered.
you.
It's hard not to
Wow.
it's
That's a
hard not
segue,
to
man.
it's hard not to call it a remake because it's basically
Yeah.
a remake. I mean, it's in a brand new engine. Like by definition, this should be called a remake. But
Oh, wow.
I think the reason they didn't is because I mean it's Oblivion. Like it's the graphics look really good
Mm-hmm.
and the game runs well, but it's still Oblivion. Like they even left in some of the bugs intentionally that are like so famous from that game. And like I wasn't even mad. I've had great luck with it. I played through the tutorial. I went and saw Joffrey. Anybody that's played Oblivion kind of knows what I'm talking about here. I went back to and went through the arena because I'm trying to get the trophies and stuff. So I went through and
On
I'm up like
PS5, then I take it you're not
I'm
playing
on
this on a
I'm on
Switch or anything, but
PS5.
PS5. Okay.
I'm on PS5 and played through like the first 4 or 5 ranks of the arena and then went and joined the Fighters Guild in Anvil and did like the first couple of quests with the Fighters Guild. Did stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, and like I've been playing it for a while and I haven't really had any issues. Like I know some people were talking about like Chris, who's been on the podcast before, he was talking about last night that he had run into like several issues. And then one of the other guys, William, that used to be an editor who worked with me, we play D&D together now. He was talking about he had no issues whatsoever, and I've only had one. It was in the tutorial where you're escaping through the sewers with like Uriel Septum and the blades and everything, and whenever the like last few assassins are coming out to attack, they're at the very end of it all. It froze, and like the two blades froze, and like Uriel Septum froze, and I couldn't. I could spin around, but I couldn't do
Oh,
anything. And I wasn't even mad. Here's the thing: like when it happened, I closed it and restarted my game, and I was like nostalgic for it. I was like,
yep.
"Oh, Oblivion!
Yep.
Like this
It's
is
like,
what's
oh,
supposed to happen."
Bethesda. You did the
Yeah,
thing, Bethesda. It's we joke about that all the time at D&D because a couple of my friends and players there are big Fallout fans. And
yeah,
so we've all played 76 together. They play the single player games. And so it's always like when something happens, it's like Bethesda did up again. And it's like it's
yeah,
not even angering, it's not even annoying outside of just that moment that it happens because you're like, Well, all right, we expect this from Bethesda, and I don't think that's a good thing to have built their reputation on. Like fantastic games that you know you can't trust, but
Well,
at
I
the same
think,
time, they're so big and robust. Of course, there's going to be
yeah,
bugs in it.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that they're so big and there's so much that can go wrong and right.
Yeah,
I mean, you all like the way I kind of look at it is like there's so much that tends to happen in a game like Oblivion or like Fallout 3 or whatever you're talking about here. There's so much in it that it's kind of a miracle that it like works at all, right? So
right.
it's kind of
Yeah,
like when a freeze like that happens, it's just kind of like okay, and that's the only problem I've had. Like it runs really well.
nice.
It looks beautiful. Like I've been playing it on PS5. My kids have been watching me play it, and like Naomi was even like, "Oh, this is like the most realistic game I think I've ever seen."
Oh
And
wow.
I don't know that I would agree with that, but she hasn't seen all the games I have.
Yeah, true.
but but you know the I mean it does look really good. I mean it just looks so it's calling it Oblivion Remastered, which is the official title, is just totally underselling it. And I really do think it's because that maybe they're afraid people would get mad about
Hmm.
it if they called it a remake. But I mean,
I
like
think so.
by definition, it's a remake. And
I think it's
like
because of Final Fantasy VII, because of how they did the remake on it, with it being a completely different game and game style. If they had done a remaster, like the Pixel remasters that Square Enix did with Final Fantasy 1 through 6, like those are in new engines, like they're not the same game anymore. But so they called them the even though they're remakes of everything. Like I think it's because of the idea that when you remake something now, it's a new it's a new imagining of it rather than a new iteration of it, which is what this feels
I
like.
don't I don't think it's because of FF7. I actually think it's because of The Last of Us because you have The Last of Us like Part 2 remake and Part 1 remake and all of
Oh, is
that
that
kind of
what they're
stuff.
called?
And people are like, "Oh, but they just updated the graphics." Even though it's technically a remake, people are like, "Oh, but they just updated the graphics." And then it's kind of like a joke, right? That like
Right. Okay. I forgot
it
about those.
every like 2 years they have to come out with another version of The Last of Us, you know, and then like 2 years from now we'll have The Last of Us remake or whatever. And like and that's why I wondered if that's why they did it, but it's one of those things where
Okay.
it's like it's so good and like I heard someone say like if you like everything that is good about Oblivion is good in Oblivion Remastered.
Oh, good.
It's not like they really improved anything. It's like they just the graphics. I mean, it looks so much better. And yes, it's like playing it on PS5. You know, you don't have to wait for it to load up as much, which to
That
some
that.
extent, you know how they had the menus where it like shows you as it loads in, and there still
Yep.
is a little bit of that even on PS5, just because of how massive the world
You
is. Like,
see it flash or for a couple of seconds.
yeah, when you first go out, there's like a little loading screen for a second, but it's like, you know, it's like 3 seconds. It's not like you're sitting there for like 2 minutes, you know, while the world loads in.
It's not
And
like the Lego Incredibles on Switch that you literally sit there for 3 to 5 minutes for it to load a new area. Like it was absurd.
yeah, it's not anything like that. Or even like Animal Crossing New Horizons. My kids are playing that right now on Switch,
Yeah.
and it's like I like, and that's not an old game by any means, but like I'm watching them play it, and the load times on that game, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've been so spoiled
Oh,
with
by the
like the
PS5. Yeah.
PS5. Yeah, that I see the load time for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's kind of like the Jeopardy music starts playing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like this is loading,
It
and
it does. Like it has load times. Like that's one of the reasons I'm excited about the Switch too, is because I'm hoping some of the games like that I really enjoy playing will be able to be a bit more I don't want to say user friendly, but better in terms of quality of life to
it
have the load times.
it's not gonna be. It's as powerful as the PS4, which I don't know if you played your PS4 lately, but I have because we played
Not
Disney
lately,
Infinity.
no. It's on the shelf beside my
We,
PS5, but I haven't opened it up yet.
we played
Booted it
Disney
up yet.
we played Disney Infinity on it quite a bit and Lego
Mm.
Worlds, and so you know maybe it's just those games, but yeah, I mean those take quite a bit of time to load. Like I would say honestly, like PS4 is probably to in my mind it's just as slow as like Animal Crossing on the Switch.
Oh
So
man.
so when they're
See, and I
talking about
remember them being side by side and the Switch still being slower.
Yeah.
Like when it was the new system. I haven't played it in a long time, but also I think about this when you think about Disney Infinity that y'all play. I played it on the PS3. That I never
I
got the PS4 version, so I can't even imagine what the load times were terrible. I can't imagine what the load times were when we like were playing it. You and I were playing it together.
yeah, I mean I played it on PS3 originally, but then after the kids got a little bit older, I went and bought because I had the stand and all the figures already, and I bought
Yeah,
it on PS4 just to have it upscaled a little bit and
right.
faster. And two, it's like because they canceled it, it was like a $10 game, you know.
Yeah, I
So,
actually need to get the PS4 version. I've been meaning to. Um,
but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I know that I've been spoiled by PS5, but like you know, and like Oblivion runs so good. I was really upselling it to you before we recorded the podcast because
yeah,
it's my favorite Elder Scrolls game. Like I know Skyrim came out and was the one that everybody freaked out about,
Mhm.
whatever, but Oblivion was like my favorite. Like when it came out, I didn't have a system that could play it yet. And I
Right.
remember I got like I think it was Game Informer magazine back
Uh
then, and
huh.
they had like a whole spread about Oblivion, and I was just like so excited for it. I remember G4 was still a thing back then. I remember on G4 they did like a whole little
Yep,
episode on Oblivion.
they
All
did.
my friends were talking about it, and so whenever I got a job, okay, it was the Game of the Year edition was out by the time I had enough
Right.
money with my summer job, and I bought a 360 and Oblivion, the Game of the Year edition,
Uh huh.
just because I wanted to play it that bad, and easily sank 200 hours into the original game. Between that and
Really?
like Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine and all of it, yeah, easily sank in like 200 hours with that game. Probably more. Who knows? I was not keeping tabs on the game back then. Um, this is the game that you know the story already, but people listening don't. So when I was playing this game new, I found a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
I think we maybe have brought this up on the podcast
I
before,
think
but
we
I
have, but
found a
it's still always
unicorn and
good to talk about.
I rode it around. I didn't know what it was for. I was just kind of like that was kind of like you know, like we had the internet, and I was playing this game in Tennessee at the time. We saw a dial-up internet,
Uh
okay, because
huh.
we lived in rural Tennessee. That was the only internet you could get at my
Yep.
house. It was dial-up internet. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like I was just Googling stuff on my phone all the time,
Yeah.
right? I didn't bother buying the strategy guide or anything like that. So when I find a unicorn, I'm just running around on a unicorn.
Yep.
Don't know what it's for. Eventually, I get bored of riding the unicorn around, and I decide, you know, can I kill it? Because you know, some stuff you can't kill, like if
Right.
it's related to a quest. So I hop off the unicorn, you know, like this. The unicorn falls over dead, and I get this like notification that's like the gods have observed your behavior or something like that, or like the gods have frowned down on your behavior, some kind of warning. And I'm like, oh crap, you know,
Yeah.
this was for a quest, but what quest was it for? I have no clue. And for whatever reason, like it had like I guess it autosaved because it was worth a quest, and I'd been
Yeah.
playing so long without a hard save. It was like I was going to lose too much if I went back, so I just let it happen to me. And to this day, I have not ever looked up to see what this is about. So my goal with Oblivion Remastered is to find out what this unicorn is for, because I know it's somewhere in this game. I don't remember where I found it. I know it's somewhere in the
Right.
game. I know at some point I'm going to find the quest and get this answer. But so for like, I don't know, 20, 18 years, it was probably like 2007, I would guess
Yeah.
when I was playing it. So since like 2007, I just don't know. Like this is the story. I rode a unicorn for a blissful like 2 hours and then killed it and was sad about it and never knew what the deal was with it.
I
And have
love that sentence, by the way. I rode a unicorn for a blissful 2 hours and then I killed it. That is, if there is a pull quote from the episode, that is it.
and but it's been 18 years. Like let that sink in, okay? Like I've not tried to find the answer because I kind of like just the
Uh
mysteriousness
huh.
of it.
I get
Like
that.
this is a legal adult. Like this could go fight in the military right now. Like been
Don't
18
you wish
years.
that on the don't you wish that
And
in the
so
current climate with on that unicorn?
I'm just saying that my memory of this, like this mystery has lasted
Right.
18 years. And so like I did though, as soon as I had it downloading, it was like 120 gigs, so it took a little while.
Oh
And
yeah.
as soon as it downloaded and I was done with work the other day, I sat down and I had like a big grin on my face, and I was telling Grace, I was like, I feel like a kid again. Like even though I was an adult when the original
Yep.
came out, somehow I still felt like a kid again. And I sat there on the floor and I was just like so excited to be playing through this game again. Because it really is. It's my favorite Elder Scrolls game, and it's probably one of my favorite just RPGs ever. Like
Uh-huh.
it was the first kind of that like open world,
Right.
first person game I ever really played and dug into. I mean, Fallout 3 came out soon after I played this and fell in love with it too,
Okay.
but
Right.
like this was my first game like that I played that wasn't a JRPG really, because up until
Right.
that point I'd just been playing, your Final Fantasies and
Yep.
your Dark Clouds and Rogue
Yeah.
Galaxy, stuff like that. Like I've been playing all those kind of games, and I really am just super like sentimental about it, and it's been just like it has made my week so much better because with my job, it's like we'd been reporting on, the leaks and the rumors and,
Mm-hmm.
had been running some op-eds about different things and knew before the broadcast that like, it'd been rumored to shadow drop for a while. So it's kind of like we
Yeah.
were all kind of just waiting and working under the assumption that like, okay, after this, it's going to shadow drop. But it's
Right.
like, it's one thing to have that, like, to be planning on it, and another thing entirely for it to just straight up happen, and like as soon as
Yeah.
it did, um like it was such a big deal that we got codes for it through work,
Yeah. Right.
and usually, it's like, okay, we assign writers, editors, whoever, people
Right.
to get
Yep.
the codes for it. And I was like doing shout outs for people who needed codes, and people were like, "Oh, I already bought it." Like it'd
Oh,
been it'd been about
wow.
it'd been like 20 minutes from it going live to like us getting codes for it, and like it was kind of like, all right, we need, who are some guides writers who could focus on this stuff. And people were like, "Oh yeah, I can write guides, but I already bought it. I don't need a code. I bought it already."
Wow. That's that's impressive because I've known people at different publications before who even when they really really want a game will hold out in case they get a review code for it. And so to have something that they wanted that much that they're like that you're pretty sure you'll get review codes for, like that's really really cool. Like I'm glad to know that it's not disappointing, which is something that can always happen with any kind of remake. Like the Final Fantasy IX remake, I saw a lot of people being disappointed in the backgrounds on it not being high res,
Hmm.
and like it's something that I noticed, but it's not something that broke the game for me or anything. Also, bingo, I mentioned Final Fantasy IX. The But it's one of those things that like I don't know the I think that whenever there's something good like this, there's a reason to remake and remaster. Like
Yeah.
I'm one thing getting into Dragon Quest, something they need to remake and remaster is Dragon Quest Heroes. I pulled it up to try to stream the other day, and it won't work on Windows 11. It
Huh.
keeps saying that there are issues and it won't boot up. And so I was going to try to stream it and go through it, but that needs a remaster
What about
real
two?
bad. I don't have it on PC. I have it on
Okay.
PS5, and so I couldn't have streamed it right then. But
Oh, I gotcha.
but yeah. So
Um,
anyway, but that kind of thing, like when it's something that they remake like that, I'm glad to know that there are people who really enjoy it.
and it's one of those things too where like I don't think it really dawned on me how much time had passed until like I was talking to some writers
Mm-hmm.
who they've never played it before. This is like their first time playing it. And
Yeah,
for me, I'm like I was in college,
yeah.
when it came out.
No,
And yeah,
no. If it was 2007, you skipped a couple of years. You started in 2009 because that was
I
the year I
wasn't
got married.
I was in the age that I should have been in college. That it was just
Right.
faster to say I was in college
Nope.
as
Mm-mm.
opposed to I took some time off between high school and college, and this was during that
To
time.
what? To what, Austin? To be a
This
professional juggler. That is, I have to tell everyone that every time I have the opportunity to.
well, That was part of it, yeah. But anyway, so but anyway, like that, like so to me, it was kind of
Right.
like okay, like before the game even came out, and like as soon as it came out, I was like, okay, this, like I was remembering all the things
Yeah.
that, like I might be looking up and wanting guides for, and I was talking to some of our writers, and they're like, oh yeah, I never played the original. I was 4 when this game came out, or like I never played this game. I was 3 when this game came out, and like so many people have not gotten a chance to play it, which yes, we're old, but my whole point is that there's like, it didn't hit me that there's like this whole generation of
Right.
people who have only grown up with
Only had Skyrim.
Skyrim and like the 50,000 Skyrim like ports and
Mm-hmm.
remasters and things that have existed, where it's kind of like, man, like this one really did need one, and I'm
It
hoping that the
did.
Fallout 3 rumor is also true, and we'll get that soon for the
Me
same
too.
reason, because Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game, and so, like, for me, I'm just really happy for all of those people who've never played Oblivion
Yeah.
before. And also, it's like, I'm just curious because I've seen quite a few people agree with me talking about how good Oblivion is. It's better than
Uh huh.
Skyrim. It's like the best one. And so I'm curious to see if the, like, kind of, if, the masses go that way too, where like everybody,
Right.
now that they're finally getting a chance to play Oblivion, are going to be like, oh yeah, this is better
Right.
than Skyrim, and that the whole conversation will kind of change a little bit
That
there.
will be interesting.
Um,
Yeah.
and I know we're close to running out of time. I was also going to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X,
Yes.
um, but we're not going to have time today,
Not
so
gonna have
maybe
time.
in the future. But I do want to share that I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X and Oblivion Remastered,
God, that's
which
too much. We're open world for one man at a time,
that
Austin.
that's what I
It's
was
too
gonna
much.
that's what I was gonna share, is that when I told you that, it really did make me laugh because you were like, that's too much open world for one man. And it's so true, because it really is, and I am kind of like a little concerned I'm gonna lose my mind, but
Yeah.
I had that 3-day weekend, so I got Xenoblade Chronicles X to start playing through,
Right.
and played that a ton, and got really far into it, and then Oblivion Remastered came out, and it was kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like, sorry, I'll touch you again soon, XCX, and have just been playing Oblivion since then. But
So talking
but
about
yeah,
Oblivion,
it's
like I
uh,
want to make sure, like, is it a full priced game? Is it a sixty
it
dollar game or a
no,
$40 game?
it is $50, which is worth every cent.
And I do want to say, because I pulled up GOG to see if that's where I have Oblivion right now, and 'cause I have it either on Steam or on GOG, and I can't remember. And it was the first thing that popped up. Oblivion was the first thing that popped up on GOG.com, on GOG.com. But it's the Game of the Year Deluxe Edition that was from years ago, the one that I
Yeah.
actually have. But it's $4.99 right now on sale. So if you don't have $50 to spend on the remake of it and you still want to play because Austin said it's really the same game, you can grab the old version of it for
No,
PC for $5.
no, 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 don't do that. Just spend slightly more money and get Xbox Game Pass and play it on that.
I don't know that it's on there. I don't have
It
an
is
Xbox Game Pass. I
it
don't know
is on
that.
it is on there. It's on Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass.
Yeah,
So I
but then you
mean,
don't own it. GOG, you can download your own files. I like it a lot. I download a lot from GOG. That's
no,
why
no.
I say this. Like I don't
If you don't
stream
want to
games.
play, if you don't want to play pay $50, just play it on Game Pass. Um, but yeah, and it includes all the DLC. Like it has Shivering Isles,
Right,
which is
right.
amazing, and I was talking to you a little bit about before we recorded this. Knights of the Nine, like it has all of that stuff included already. So like, $50 for a game as big as
Oh,
Oblivion is, plus all the DLC, like that's a very fairly priced game. Like I would
oh,
argue it's
100%.
it's a much better deal than spending $90 on Mario Kart World or $70 on
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. I know those games are not even out yet, but it's kind of like, come on.
In
Um,
terms of what you get for the money and time investment and everything, absolutely.
yeah,
Like having that, like it's supposed to be great. What I want to play, and I've never played Oblivion. Like, so I started it a little bit, and you and I had talked about it before, and then I was like, I am not in an Elder Scrolls mood to wander around this world. But I
yeah,
recognized that it was really good. And
yeah.
so I want to play it again at some point. What I want to go back and play is the first Elder Scrolls I ever played was Daggerfall.
Yeah.
was the one that was 3D before Morrowind even, and it was like 2D, like Doom type graphics. And I'm actually that's why I logged on to GOG. Why I opened GOG because I want to see if I have a copy of it to be able to try to install and play and just see what it looks like now. But uh, but yeah. So and in terms of XCX, in terms of but not Charlie, but Xenoblade, I was one of the other reasons that pushed me into getting a Switch 2 because the only Xenoblade Chronicles X that I've played is on the Wii U. Obviously, that's the original version of it, where it had the gamepad used as a separate screen, and you have whatever was on the TV that you
Yeah.
could do it on, and on just it was really good game, but there's so much data that you have to deal with sometimes in it. When I started playing it and never finished, I want to know how they do it on the Switch. And if it's anything like what I experienced on the Wii U, I want the bigger screen for it. Like that is one of the things. Like I want to be able to. Yes, I could play it on the TV, but when I don't, I want the bigger screen for Xenoblade Chronicles X. So I'm excited to see what you think about it. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point between now and DQ Day when I'm sure we're going
Yep.
to get more news. For now, we are out of time. So if
Yes.
you got a Switch, didn't get a Switch, have a pre-order story to share with us, want to share your thoughts on Oblivion Remastered, you can totally do that over on Twitter at Dragon Quest FM, Blue Sky Dragon Quest.fm. You can talk to me personally over on Blue Sky at Dragon Quaston. We also have, you can comment under the YouTube video here if you're watching this. That's youtube.com/at DQFM. And we also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/, Dragon Quest FM.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, I'm doing all your
Absolutely.
usual stuff, I
You are.
realize, but I'm afraid we're going to run out of time.
We
Um,
are.
but yeah, that's it for me, I guess.
And I'm on Blue Sky at bjkgames.com. And you, like he said, you can find us at patreon.com/, Dragon Quest FM if you'd like to support the podcast. And like I said earlier, you want to contact me and buy my board game so I can pay for my Switch too. It's bjkgames.com on Blue Sky. No, but for real, everybody, this has been a lot of fun, Austin, and we'll talk at you guys next week.
Yep. Bye,
All
everybody.
right, bye, everybody.